Hi everyone, Lorco here, and welcome to my channel. So the topic for today is debt meta for weekend event week 121. So without further ado, guys, let's proceed. So as you can see, guys, the current top one and top two are board wipe debt, and they managed to get 25 wins, as in a perfect win using board wipe deck. And if you notice, guy, even on the top 20, it's highly been dominated by board wipe deck. And as you can see, even me, Lord Crew here, managed to get 22 out of 25 wins as a board wipe deck. And they're like a variation of board wipe deck. So before we proceed on like how it works and how to counter it, let's proceed with the history. So 2 weeks ago, everyone is dominated by aggressive deck like War and Nature, especially Nature who has the using Flourish as a god power. And there's also a technical issue where in Gods of Change where there are lots of players and are complaining that anything that is more than 30 minutes playing time, it's been disconnected and there's no match result. So people there are less people who playing control deck, more on aggressive. And then last week they managed to nerf last week weekend event they managed to nerf Flourish, and there's a comeback now of War Control. So the dominating uh, deck last week are War Control. Even though there are like one player who managed to get a 24 out of 25, that's Kujo Clutch, who managed to get a using board wipe deck, that his own version, he managed to get 24 wreck. So the meta last week is War, and then there's one meta deck, one board wipe deck who managed to get uh, uh, a good wins against other War Control. So that because of that one, it make pave way now to the board wipe deck now. So if a lot of player last week copied the concept that everything should be War Control, now there's a deck now that can counter War Control in other mid-range nature or mid-range war, because that's what happening on the current meta. People, because War Control are so good for aggressive deck, that people are transitioning to a mid-range. Mid-range means they have like 6 casting cost, 7 casting cost. Now, because there are increase of deck that having a 6 cast, like being a mid-range rather than being aggressive, board wipe deck now became like a key deck, because no the counter for them are less, and then they have like a good win rate against those War Control and those other mid range like a nature mid range, and even some magic and light. So that's like how we come up with the board wipe deck as a number one. And as you can see, uh ANP, whom on managed to get 25 out of 25 on day one, like literally on day one, there's already a trunk one. So technically, in day one, if someone already get 25, a perfect score, people like Willie Bestie and other mythic player copy his deck, and that's the main reason why. If you notice here, ANP is the first player who managed to get 25 out of 25, and he's been like his deck has been copied. You see, this one is Willie Bestie and ANP. They're like identical deck, and some players also manage to uh are literally like almost identical to that one. As you can see here, another identical deck here on, and he's rank 7. So that's what happened on the meta this week. So there's a success in board wide death, then other will follow. And because of players who playing a different kind of a mid-range were a little bit control, it's been devastated by board wipe death. So let's proceed now like the concept of board wipe death. So the board wipe death is his logic is only reach reach 9 casting costs and play his end game his ultimate key cards like Polyhemia and Hippocrates. Hippocrates at 9 CC, he can be like 30 out of 30 with ward. So he can literally kill player on turn 9. So the technique is he will just stall the game using sleep and using apocalypse, and like using sleep and also a mass board wipe card like apocalypse and end time. That's the main reason why this is called board wipe death because of Apocalypse and End Time. Like at turn 7, I can like destroy everything now. Even you have wards, especially this Apocalypse, a very powerful AoE, destroy all. At the early round, he will just go for heal, uh, uh, sleep, and also a cards like Fanatic of Doom to ramp up and and also ramp up and also draw like borrowing like the Burrowing Scarab, and some are like using the win up roller. So that's like the variation of this. So early board, he will ramp up, draw a card, control a little bit the board, sleep, and then when it reach 7, he will do a counter attack by doing more devastated kill all. Even use Demogorgon at 7 to stall the game and sleep and heal more. So this is like his concept. And then once it reach 9, mana casting cost, he will now drop his big minion to end the game in his favor. Okay, so they're like so the good thing about board wipe that he has like multiple cards, attack cards that can be in his favor always. Number one, card draw. He has multiple card draw. He can like he might not outrun of cards. Second, he has like sleep cards that can stall the game. This includes Siren and Demogorgon and even Canopic Hoarder to do back the sleep and card draw. And even he also has a tech card for unlock mana, right? To make this game quicker. So can reach 9 mana at early at fast as they possible. So as you can see, he has like he has like heal, destroy, and heal, massive AoE, destroy, heal, and he will gonna do this one until to meet the end game. So this is like the that's the main reason board wide that is very a good deck because he has everything. Uh, Even you reach him down to 10, he will just use just Nibble to gain 7 health. Imagine 7 health. From down to 10, he becomes 17. Then Demogorgon to heal, Rip to heal again. And then if he run out of cards, draw, and then wrap up again. So he used Half-Life also to control the board early by summoning back the Fanatic of Kun to kill his opponent creature and also ramp up or even card draw or sleep. So this is like a very techy deck, and this is one of a famous and nice deck, guys, and that's why it's very famous. So now, how you gonna counter this one? As you can notice, guys, uh, every everything start the counter attack of board wipe deck starts at 7 casting cost. He will clear all the board until he can like play the Polyhemia at turn 9, right? So technically speaking, the best way to kill him is kill him before it reach 7 casting cost, not 7 turn, 7 casting cost. That's your like keyword. So that's why the aggressive deck like War will be a good win rate against board wipe deck. It's just so bad. Majority of the player this week played mid range and war control. But I believe next week, if board wipes, if there's no God Unchained update, expect a lot of war will be the war aggressive will come back, just like to counter board wipe death here. So that's the number one, I believe, number one deck counter for board wipe death. That is War Frenzy Aggro. Okay? And as you can see, even in top 10, there are like a War Frenzy who managed to enter top 10 here. And another good thing about is using a tech card like S-Bart, a neutral card just to unsleep, and even Ironclad. So nature will able to use this card. Other deck might able to use this one. So if you're gonna go for nature or war or mid-range war and especially nature, I highly recommend use Ironclad Minotaur here. So because I have like one game that he played a lot of big minion and I just trying to sleep him until turn 7, and he cast this one and managed to kill me on that one. Because imagine I have like if I have like 3/6/6 creature, that's 6 12 8. that will be a 18 damage if I unsleep it and attack the board wipe deck player. So this is like a good tech card. So being aggressive before 7, and for later part, use Ironclad Monitor to unsleep for the final blow. That's like the tech cards that I know noticing. Famous that one is the Radiant Dawn. This is like so. There are two players who managed to get top that on the top 10 using no, not top 10 but top 20 using light deck. And because one of the key cards that are good counter for board wipe death are the Radiant Dawn. Because remember, board wipe death destroy all at turn 7, and the rest are sleep, and the rest are sleep at the early board. So if you manage to pump up all of your creatures before turn 7 and unsleep them while attacking, you manage to kill him before that reach. So uh light blue is a good comeback now for this meta, especially for next week, because uh, Radiant Dawn is very popular, very good counter for a sleep deck mechanic like the board wipe deck. So that will be so for Magic, guys. I advise if you are like a Magic player, one of the big mistake of the Magic player that when I played board wipe deck is that those spell that deal 6 damage, 6 5 damage, that you can use it on the player rather than to the creature. So because you boost it, do a spell boost and spell that one directly on the board wipe player. Yes, board wipe has like uh healing cards, but if you manage to outburst him the damage directly, the better. Rather than use it on the creature, spend it on the creature itself, because it's Magic also is powerful. It's just like some player are playing the wrong cards on the creature. Instead of creature, go into the face. Especially if the spell is only for creature, use it for. And don't be afraid if opponent has lots of board wipe that if they play you those early creature and attacking you, that's okay, because that's not really their end game. Their end game literally are the end game like the Polymia. That's 9cc. So kill him before the 9cc, or kill him before Demogorgon come out at 7cc. Just use your spell power there. And I believe nature, just ironclad. I think that's the only tech up that you can like go war. Use more weapons. Use God Slayer. If you're like war control, use still God Slayer, God power. Because like I said, it's unlimited, deals 2 damage. Imagine in 15 turns, if you do God power every turn, in 15 turns, you manage to deal 30 damage already on the opponent, even though he has heal. Use your weapon to attack directly the face. That's like more weapon damage, means like more damage to the, because the only board wipe that might run out of heal eventually, especially it reach 9. And FYI, board wipe death will not kill you until it's 9 turn. So you can like go more damage early round and then use God Slayer Unlimited. And that's it. So there's also like a variation of board wipe death, guys. Some player doesn't have end game, but they're relying on Jason to get more legendary cards at the end game. So that's what the other, especially for clutch, Kujo clutch variation, he's using Winap Roller to have a more board present. And we have some board wipe deck that are designed for anti-aggressive. So if there will be more aggressive next week na meta, expect board wipe deck will add more Guild Enforcer to, and Death Watch Curator to heal and control the board as early. And I would like to do a special mention to one of our Filipino community player. His his name is Donarudo. He's a streamer also, guys, with a good GU content, and he managed to win 20 wins in Mythic rank using this deck. And FYI, I I cannot say this is like a perfect board wipe deck, but he managed to win using a staple card. As you can see, his estimated price of his deck is 0.6, compared uh with the real board wipe deck, it's 0.8. So you know that the price difference of this one, but he managed to get 21. So he just using end times and Black Blood Blast just to like an AoE destroy all. He does not have Apocalypse, and he's using some uh a little bit of ramp and some tech cards to control the board early. And as you can see, he's like a board control uh death, and he will gonna use, I believe, Takat to resurrect either Death Watch and also Decaying Rhino for later of the game. And we all know Necrosceptor is like powerful card now since they buff it unlimited 2/2 zombie if you manage to deal him damage. And as you can see, he's using Soul Burn. Soul Burn is a good damage. It can activate Frenzy. So you can imagine Soul Burn every turn and Necrosceptor, and FYI the zombie has Leech, so you can like get back the one damage that you lost. And he was gonna play this kind of deck, control, unlimited zombie, and probably late game resurrect more big minion. And the good thing is he has also ray of disintegration and rebuild to destroy big minion. If you manage to play Demogorgon, I can like destroy it, then there's more damage again. So this is like a good deck. And if if you want to copy this one, especially at lower rank, I believe this will be good because he managed to get 20 wins in mythic rank. So high chance, uh, higher and lower ranks. This is like a good deck. So highly recommend this guy. So there's another famous deck are coming around are the zombie deck. So zombie deck are getting a zoo zombie deck getting popular because of, like I said, mentioned before, Necrosceptor and course Abilis. This zoo became becoming more popular, and that's the main reason why also in war some war aggro are sometimes have no chance of winning against this deck because of this creature has 1/1 and leech. So technically, it's like unlimited one heal and 1/1 creature at the board. And as you can see, this is good against other aggro aggressive deck and even in control deck, especially if you have the zombie, the corpse explosion or Neferus Wheel. Imagine corpse explosion using God Power Soul Burn, activate frenzy, and deals 3 damage. If you have like 6 zombie at the board, a nether at the deck, you can like inflict 18 damage, guys. Plus the soul burn, 19 damage. Like one big blast. I have like one opponent. I'm using board wipe death. He played this one. His big mistake, he used blood ritual as his god power, not the soul burn. He managed to do corp explosion, but it deals only 6 damage to me because he never managed to activate he never managed to activate the frenzy. And because I'm a board wipe death, I'm using a lot of sleep. I managed to control him by sleep, sleep, board wipe, sleep, sleep, board wipe. So that's why. So I highly recommend go for soul burn and do corpse explosion for this zoo zombie deck. Okay. So thank you so much, guys. If you have like questions or suggestions, kindly leave me a comment. And if you like my what I'm doing and like my video, kindly please subscribe to my YouTube channel and Facebook gaming. I do also streaming. And that's it, guys. So I hope you enjoy and see you next week for another meta event. Bye bye.